Stephen, obviously you were frustrated after the game on Saturday against Sunderland. How's this week panned out?
Yeah, it's been fine. I think it was important that we got the lads in at the start of the week and spoke about, first of all, what we've done really well at Sunderland. We felt we got into some really good areas and played some good football, created big chances and didn't score, so that was disappointing. And then we also spoke about what we could have done better for their goals. We felt that some of our recovery runs weren't quite good enough compared to the standard that we've set in the previous 6 league games. So it's it was important that we got in early, spoke about it, addressed it, and then moved on to prepare for another game. So yeah, the training week's been fine. It's been a busy week away from the training field, as you can imagine, but yeah, we're all ready to go for a big game tomorrow.
You mentioned he's been busy off the pitch this week. A couple of players arrived on deadline day. Just talk first of all about Mmaee Manho. What can you tell us about him?
Yeah, he's again an exciting young player, someone who has been doing really well in the Eredivisie over the last few years. He's been playing for Vitesse and throughout his career, come through their academy. He's got attributes that we haven't got in our squad at the moment. A left-footed forward player who is, I say, quite direct and can shoot off his left foot. So really important that we try to do that bit of business, and I'm really pleased and thankful that we could bring him. I think he's a young player that once he settles in, gets up to speed with everything and gets to grips with his new environment, I'm sure he'll really enjoy it.
Nile is someone you know well from your time at Plymouth last season. I think he probably had his best season to date with you. What will he bring to the team?
Yeah, Nile brings an energy and enthusiasm that our fans are going to love. He gives 100% every single time he plays. He comes into work every single day and wants to get better, and he's a good attitude, that type of player again that I like to work with. Now Nile has had a tough time this season at Blackburn. I wanted to keep him last year with me, but he chose to move, which is fine for a location thing. But once I knew he was available in this window, I was really pleased to bring him, because, as I say, I think he's a good player, and hopefully we can see the best of him when he can score goals like he did last season. Will
both signings come into contention for Saturday?
Hopefully, yeah. I think we're just waiting on a work permit for Mmaee. It's a bit more complicated when you're bringing players in from overseas, but Nile is going to be available. He's fit. He trained yesterday at Blackburn. He's trained with us today. Mmaee done a bit on the grass with us today, but not as much. So yeah, hopefully we can get them both involved tomorrow.
How are the rest of the squad looking going into the game?
Good, yeah. Squad's good. The squad's looking strong. We've just got an injury, obviously, to Josh Loren, and unfortunately Enda Stevens picked up an injury as well last week, right at the back end of the week, which is disappointing. So he's going to be missing. But apart from that, it's full. It's good, and again, it's good players to choose from.
Obviously, Daniel Iverson's unavailable on Saturday against his parent club, so I suppose it presents an opportunity to Jack Bonham. What sort of qualities do you see in him, and how much confidence do you have in him going into the game?
Yeah, loads of confidence in Jack. I think since we got here, he played really well. Obviously, we brought Daniel in, and that was the plan, to do that, and I think Daniel's done really well as well. But what Darren said, Darren Betchett said to Jack is, look, this is another opportunity for you to knock on the manager's door and say that you're still here. So that's what we hope he can do. Jack's done really well for us, and hopefully he can continue that, because, say, I've got full confidence in him.
It's Leicester City on Saturday. What sort of challenge will they pose?
The toughest possible challenge. Obviously, they're the best team in the league at the moment. They've been so good to watch. They've got so many different types of player that can hurt you. The firepower that they've got is unbelievable, and they're really well organised, and they've got an incredibly talented manager who've got them playing an exciting way. So it's the toughest type of challenge we can get, but it's what you want to do as a player. You want to test yourself against the best players and the best teams. So yeah, hopefully we're ready for it, and we be us, and we try and put a good count for ourselves and use our home fans to our advantage, and not make it a comfortable afternoon for them. Leicester over the last few months have obviously been playing really well, but they always give the opposition, or seem to give the opposition, 1 or 2 chances because of the way that they play. So from that point of view, we're going to have to be clinical, more clinical than what we have been in the last 2 games. And then defensively, we're going to have to be really well organised, aggressive, and get bodies in the right areas to try and stop them. So the all-round game is going to have to be perfect for us to get anything from the game.
been open in the fact that how determined you are to get that first home win. How good would it feel to come against Leicester?
Yeah, be the best, obviously, because I say they're the team to beat at the minute. Yeah, we are desperate to get the first home win, but as I keep saying, if we keep putting the performances in, then the wins will come. Like, I think we've played well at home. There hasn't been a game where I feel as though we've been off it or we've been below par. Just haven't got the wins that we probably deserve. So, yeah, really try and do something about that at the weekend.